Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've done a reaction video, but I decided I've got plenty of time on my hands with this new route I've been running. So, hey, why not let's do some reaction videos. If you guys got a video you want me to react to, send it to me, please, in the comment section. Would be the easiest way to do it. Let me know when I'm doing a live. I don't care. Just get it to me. It's way easier for me to react to your videos than for me to find a video to react to, because I don't like to look to pick on people. So what I did is I just randomly typed in Prime Inc. because we know we all like to pick on Prime Inc. And a bunch of videos came up and I said, eeny, meeny, miny, Mo, and Mo got it. So Mo's the one to get picked on today. Let's see. Our Prime Inc. horror story, why we quit. Why does everybody always got to quit old Prime Inc.? Prime Inc.'s the shit, man. You make all the money at Prime Inc. Let's get started with this video.
Warning, the views expressed in this video are not meant to offend anybody. These videos have been collected from various platforms. We don't have any rights over these videos. These videos are my reactions and opinions. If you are really sensitive, this channel may not be meant for you.
How do you start this shit? I forgot.
YouTube, what is going on today, you guys?
What is happening?
Our horrible Prime Inc. experience, you guys. This video might be all over the place, but it should be a good little story for y'all. Little story time. So hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get right into the video. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna have Alicia start out, when we got there, our orientation and things like that, and then we can go from there. So tell them about, orientation and how long it was. I honestly don't remember how long it was. She said she do, but I literally.
Okay, right off the bat, when somebody says, I don't remember how long it was, and I don't remember, one, you either don't pay attention, or two, you're just trying to be too cool for school. I think we got a little too
I was like a year ago, and so I've been trying to get them out of my.
Just because the smirk on his face.
I got sold, but I'll let her get into how we
Before we get into this, just so you know, I've spent already 2 hours trying to get my camera working again, my mic working again, and everything. And I can see my camera is back to running slow. Damn it all to hell, I thought I fixed that. Well, I'll try to move slow.
Orientation was 3 days, and we had got there by car, but I think originally they offered a bus.
Yeah.
But we decided
I ain't never been bused to a place. I've driven before, like 200, but when I worked for Creed, when I did reefer for Creed, they got me a rental.
It's kind of normal. It's kind of normal to be bused to these places. I know a few companies, when I was looking, they all wanted to bus you. I wouldn't take a bus because the bus ride will take you forever, but yeah, whatever. I would rent. I ended up flying. I flew myself in, and Prime reimbursed me what the bus ticket would have cost. So yeah, that was cool.
They offered a bus too.
No, but they gave us a rental car. I had a Toyota. I remember a Toyota Camry, and they gave us a Toyota Camry. I went to Enterprise to get that when I was with Creek, and I had to drive up to Knoxville from Atlanta. And like, that's not too bad of a drive. So I was like, okay, cool. Right? But with them, I was like, okay, I live over, where do we have the orientation at?
Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri. I live over.
Where did we go to orientation at? How long ago was it you were at Prime? 10 years ago? 20 years ago? How do you not know where you went to that you went to Springfield for orientation? They only have a couple of locations. Come on now. Are we trying too hard not to remember our past?
That's like 12 hours, I think. No, 8 hours. Something like that, 10 hours. I'm not gonna be on no bus. I said, I'll just, and I understand. understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't be on a bus either.
The risk of, you know, flying somebody out, but I got flew out when I was with Milton and stuff like that, so that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, you know what I'm saying? I had to find my own way to get out there. I wasn't finna bust out there, you know, not with her.
Yeah.
Like, if I was by myself, probably, yeah, but, you know, I would like her to be comfortable. I don't want her, you feel me? Like, it's, anyways.
So we got there in Springfield, Missouri. Orientation was 3 days. Hotel was alright. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't like the worst either.
And keep in mind, it's their hotel.
Yeah.
It's not like a Holiday Inn or nothing like that.
Okay, so they went to Campus Inn. Campus Inn is kind of a hole. So I agree with them. They went to their hotel. If Campus Inn is full, they'll send you across the street to the Budget Inn or whatever it is, and that's a real hole. It's so bad over there that they quit renting to local people. If you're local, you can't stay at that hotel because they know they're going to have trouble with the boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever, coming and screaming all night long. Now, if those both are full, there's a couple other hotels they might send you to, or they might put you into Fire and Ice. No, that's the restaurant. The hotel is the Oasis, I think it is. That's a nice place.
Their hotel.
I was allowed to come to orientation because there are different sections and you'll get handed like different folders for what kind of driver you kind of are applying for. They have one for like trainers, one for lease owner operators, and one for if you're just
I feel bad for her. She's stuck on the I've done that in the past. It's hard. Once you start doing it, you'll start hearing yourself doing it, and it'll drive you nuts. But hopefully she clears up.
is planning on driving for them in general, using their equipment. But yeah, it was,
like I said, it was a
3 days. Yeah, it was quick. 3 days, and then after your 3 days, you are assigned to truck, or you get to go look at a lease truck. So,
the payment was $1,225 a week. It was something like that. About $1,225, right?
yeah, I actually have a picture of it, so I'll show that too.
Alright, cool. We'll put that in there too. It was like $1,225 a week.
$1,225 a week. This truck I got, there's $1,225. This truck, my truck payment was $1,258 a week for my Freightliner. Freightliners do cost more than Peterbilts. Why? Because they're a better truck. That's why.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I forgot how much the used trucks was, but
I feel like it's something you have to do. Like you kind of have to pick and choose your battles when it comes to choosing a truck, whether it's used or whether it's brand new.
and the thing about this truck is we wasn't leasing to own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that until like after a certain amount of time you have before you can lease to own. I think it's like 8 fleet or something like that. It's so confusing there. There's like 8 fleet or something like that. But
They're so confusing there. I'm not trying to rag on you, bro, but it seems like you're confused where you went to the training, where the training was, you know, what hotel you stayed in. I mean, I don't think it's confusing. I don't think you pay too close attention to what's going on. I mean, it sounds like a rag, but I'm not ragging. I'm just cracking up because you said it's so confusing. And it's like, but you're not really into keeping track.
okay, so we done that's the start of like the first horror story is that 125. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, we stayed there a whole year. I'm not a big fan of reefer. My reefer experience with Creek was way better than my reefer experience with Prime. Prime reefer experience was like, it was so, like the delivery hours was wild. Like it was wild. And I know that
Reefer delivery hours are wild. No matter where you go. I mean, does Crete carry different kind of chicken than Prime, or different steaks and produce?
it comes with reefer. I already know what you're gonna say. And that's fine, I don't understand that. But also,
One thing I will say though about the reefer trailers and everything that they have equipment wise, they take care of.
Yes,
Like,
Prime does.
literally, every time we get a brand new trailer, new tires, and every time we go to the terminal, they change out like it'll be like good tires, but if it ain't to their standards, they will change it.
Yeah, Prime believed to change the tires at the terminal before they needed to be changed out in the field. So if they brought in a trailer and it's, I think it was 630 seconds or under, they would change it, which, you know, that's a good tire for all of us.
Out of the trailer, they were constantly inspected inside.
Just in case you don't know, you can run a trailer tire all the way down to 230 seconds. They would change it at 630 seconds.
To make sure there's no damage, so they just keep up with their stuff. Like, it's good trailers.
So the equipment and everything was good.
Yep, they have good equipment.
Now, when we first got there, we had already booked the trip because we was going out of the country. Well, not out of the country. We was going on a vacation. And we was like, okay, you know, we already booked this vacation, let's go.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking that, like, Prime was the way it was. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where I'm finna go with this.
No, I don't.
It took off like 2 weeks. And I got in the hole so quick, y'all.
Okay, so you booked a vacation and then started at a company leasing a truck, and you went on vacation for 2 weeks. Hell yeah, you just went $2,450 in the hole just in truck payments. Just in truck payments. I gotta hear this.
So that 125, that $1,225. I got in the hole so quick, bro. Like, it's crazy. But you gotta think, I was out 2 weeks, so that's, you know, double that $1,225.
Oh, your payment was $1,000. Oh, it's $1,025. I thought it was $1,225. So their payment's a lot cheaper than the Freightliner payment. Nah, this dude said it was $1,225, not $1,025.
Going to Prime, you have to be prepared to be in the hole.
No, let's stop. He said if you're going to Prime, you got to be prepared to be in the hole. No, if you're going to go anywhere and lease a truck, you need to be prepared to get out there and run your ass off, save enough money in an E-fund, maintenance fund, escrow fund, whatever you want to call it, rainy day fund, save enough money in there so when you go home, you can pay your fixed costs, truck payment, insurance, and all that shit. You don't start a lease and then go home for 2 weeks. That's just fucking stupid. Oops, I cussed. That's just bleep stupid. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
If you taking all, even if you have a death in the family, you have anything.
You're a lease operator. It doesn't matter why you're going to take off. You decide when you're going to take off. You just got to be able to pay for it. What do you think? If you have a death in the family, they're going to, oh, we'll stop your lease payment so you can go to so-and-so's funeral. That's not how the real world works. Sorry, I don't mean to get on a soapbox here.
You take off work, they don't care. Unless they changed it, I don't know. But they do not care, bro. And another thing is, driver managers, they don't care, bro. They're going to nag you where you, you know, when you come back off work, like, hey, I got a death in the family, or I got something important I got to handle at home, like somebody needs my attention, something needs my attention. Y'all understand that, but this truck payment is racking up, and they're counting on you. They don't get paid unless the driver manager...
Your dispatcher, driver manager, fleet manager, whatever you want to call them, they start getting dinged if you start going in the hole. So they're gonna, dude, you're going in the hole. Not only that, but it's in their best interest to keep you from going bankrupt. If you're going home and I'm gonna lease and then go home for 2-3 weeks a month, you're gonna go bankrupt, and that's gonna hurt your fleet manager because it's gonna start coming out of their pocket. So yeah, they're gonna nag you. If you're a smart business person and you save the money to go home, and you go home, they ain't gonna say a damn word. They're gonna ask you when you leave, hey, I'm going home. You gotta give them a couple week notice, 10-day notice, whatever it is. Hey, I'm gonna go home for a week. I'm going home on the 1st, I'll be back on the 8th. You ain't gonna hear from them until the 8th when they give you a load. Or maybe the 7th, they'll say, hey, are you good to come back tomorrow? Nah, man, you're acting like they're supposed to give you paid vacation off. That's not the way being an owner operator, lease operator, glorified company driver over there at Prime being a lease works.
It's like a yin and yang thing. You gotta be running for them to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like, and yes, I know what y'all saying, stack up your money and stuff like that, but things happen in your life where you know, you gotta immediately, you know, take time off and do certain things. I'm not talking about the vacation, but I'm talking about other things that happen in your life.
Yeah, and unfortunately, life happens. But as a lease operator or a business owner, you can't just take time off and have, I own an appliance repair company. If I took time off, my bills didn't stop coming in. Your mentality is you're thinking of, I work at Walmart, I get a week's paid vacation a year, or it doesn't, I'm not, you know, it doesn't cost me anything to work there. So if I take time off, I'm either not getting paid, but no bills are racking up, or I get my paid vacation. That's not the way it works in the real world when you want to be a business owner. Obviously, being a business owner is probably not the best thing for you. I'm jumping the gun a little bit because you might change my mind here, but so far,
And then we got anything else to put like, on the oil thing?
Not that I can remember, but I'm pretty sure.
Let's get into the nitty gritty. When we love Prime.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, I also want to speak about the loads that they give us. Now, when it comes to the loads, I don't know, for some reason towards the end, or like it would have like a sparse of like good loads. It would give us like long loads, long hauling loads, and they would be paying great. But then you have those little loads that gets annoying where you have like a 300-mile deadhead, and it'll probably be like maybe 300 or 400 miles to your destination. It was just so annoying when they kept giving us small loads. I don't know what the...
unfortunately, trucking's been a little wacky lately, but maybe they didn't feel you could handle the bigger loads, so they started slowing you down. I don't know. But that's trucking, baby.
And I understand they was trying to stack loads and stack loads, but the one thing, I'm gonna tell y'all the main thing I hated and that I love that I have now is the freedom to choose. So they could be like, tell me if this makes sense to y'all. They'll be like, okay, you got, we gonna send you a load and you can decline if you want to. That's fine, you can decline it. But if you decline it, we ain't gonna guarantee that we're gonna get you a load within like the next hour. It could be the next day we get you a load.
That is facts right there. You decline loads at Prime. Number one, if you decline too many loads at Prime, they'll fire you. But if you decline loads, they'll put you on a list of difficult employee, and or give you the old threat of, well, if you don't take this, you might not get a load for 10 years or whatever. But yeah, they do try to get in your head, take this load or else.
Guys, the loads be so heavy. We constantly carry meat loads.
And I understand that that's trucking.
Yeah.
But
that's trucking.
if you're a driver and you're excited to carry a heavy load, you're weird. I'm sorry. Like, don't no driver be like, yeah, I'm finna carry 40,000 pounds. I gotta pay for my own fuel. Like, bro, let's make it make sense. But yeah, it's like I'm not finna. Like, if I have the choice to carry a light load that's paying roughly the same price, I'm gonna carry a light load.
Generally, light loads won't pay the same price because the heavier the load, they know you're going to use more fuel, so the rate is a little better on the heavy load. Even on the open market, I noticed that when I'd be looking for loads, the light loads paid less than the heavy loads. You can have a load going to the same place, and you'll say, how come this load's paying $200 more? Oh, it's 42,000 pounds. The load paying $200 less is only 12,000 pounds. You know, so on and so forth. But reefer is a lot of heavy loads because that meat is heavy. Okay, before you start saying, hey, I've hauled light loads and I get paid $1 million, it's just a rule of thumb, not 100% fact.
And like I said, this video all over the place. One more last thing till we transition into the next thing. One more last thing. I don't like how they do the LLC thing. Do not let them set up your LLC. I'm based out of Georgia, but my LLC is out of Missouri, and they're claiming that I need to get a lawyer to be able to change that, and I'm not going to do that right now.
That is true. My LLC is out of Missouri because I got it with Prime, and to change it to Texas is a big pain in the arse. They say it's almost easier to just pay to close the LLC and start a whole new LLC. So yeah, you probably best just get your LLC opened in the state you're living in.
So if you're going to Prime, big advice right here: start your LLC before you go there. Their accounting is okay. I'm still using Abacus Accounting. which is their accounting firm.
Their accounting is okay, but just okay. I was with them for a long time. I went to a new accountant. My new accountant's okay-er. You know, Abacus is my accountant's but maybe it's an accountant thing.
Right, but I do plan on weaning myself away from them and going to somebody else eventually. Yeah, I'm gonna let Alicia talk about the last thing, once we left.
Okay, so this is where all the, I guess you would say the horrible stuff that happened. So when we left Prime, we owed money. So
yeah.
Yes, keep that in mind. We were trying to stay positive, but we couldn't stand that anymore because we had just bought this truck, so we was already out maybe a week, 2 weeks. So back in the hole, we didn't leave the company yet because we got the truck. I don't know why. I don't know. But let's just say we didn't leave the company, so we was behind on payments. So when we returned back to Prime, we put in our 2 weeks notice, and that's where it started crumbling down. We returned our truck.
Yeah, it gets expensive when you leave.
Inspected everything and said that we owed money for repairs.
Yep.
This truck was brand new, and I understand that it comes with wear and tear over the year, but we've only been driving the truck for a year, and they racked up, I don't know how much
So they took our tire fund and our agent's fund, something like that we had close to $8 grand in there. They took all that money. And then they said we owed $2,000 or $3,000 that we had.
Man, you guys must have jacked that truck up.
Okay, so we had to give back to them. So in total, a year of wear and tear, the tires were all in spec. They were all like at the right tread depth. Everything was good.
They're not charging you for new tires. What they're doing is when you picked up that truck, they measured the tire tread depth. Tire tread depth at 10-30 seconds. You had the truck for a year. It sounds like you guys are teaming, so you probably did a couple 100,000 miles. Your drives are probably pretty much gone. You probably went to your steers did, unless you're not teaming. But if you drove that truck for a year, those tires they were pretty damn worn. So what they're doing is they charge X amount of dollars for every 30 second you use. So whether they were still good because they weren't DOT bad, they were still worn out and they're going to charge you for them. That's fair. They're going to measure the brakes when you picked up the truck. They're going to measure the brakes when you leave. They're going to charge you for what brakes you used. That's fair. You didn't buy the truck. You don't own the truck. You borrowed the truck and now you're giving it back. So they want you to pay for all the wear and tear on it. They're going to they'll actually check and make sure the engine's not damaged. They'll do a dyno test on it. There's all kinds of things. They literally check the steering wheel to see if the rubber around the steering wheel is coming loose, and if it is, they'll charge you for that. They charge you for seat wear. They charge you for any holes you drilled in the truck. Anything and everything they charge you for it, which is fair because it's not your truck, it's their truck. So anything you did to that truck, they want to be compensated for. You don't like it? Buy your own truck. That's what I did.
Take everything before I left. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I see why a lot of guys have horror stories with Prime because it's really like y'all really just tried me. You feel me? Like I know this truck was good. This truck was flawless. The only thing the truck needed was probably alignment because it was pulling to the right a little bit, but everybody knows that anything with PACCAR name on it don't pull to the right. It pulled like crazy. But anyways, they had like $7 to $8 grand in there, and those combining those two funds, right? They took every last drop and then some. So that's really what really just set it over the top. Because when I left, I thought I was done with y'all. But y'all, then they call you and they send you an email, hey, you owe us money, and that's really what just set me over the top.
Yeah. I agree.
That's got to be the worst thing ever. When I left Prime, I didn't owe them any money. Matter of fact, they owed me money. But that's got to be the worst, is to leave a company, you're pissed off, you hate them, this, that, and the other, and then they're like, you owe us $5 grand, you owe us 10 grand, you owe us 20 grand. Oh, man.
Yeah. So, overall, how do you feel about Prime? Would you recommend it to anybody?
let me tell you how I feel about Prime. I think they're a great school. They're a great company to learn from. Do they teach you well? No. But it's inexpensive, meaning if you give them a year, you get your CDL for free. Do they have some good teachers? Yes. Are all the teachers good? No. My teacher was horrible. I know, but the way they do it is good for the student. It gets you into trucking easy.
That's a tough question because like they set you up to like have you there forever. You know what I'm saying? They give you an accountant. They set you up with your LLC. They hook you up. Like, even when I left, the job manager was like, why you want to leave? I said I want to leave because I want more freedom to do what I want to do. They was like, okay, I can understand that because I wanted to run my business the way I wanted to run it, but I had to run it the way they wanted me to run it. You know what I'm saying? Or under certain.
No. You don't have to run it the way they want you to run it. You just need to run it so it's successful. They won't let you run it into the ground. They'll nag you. But you can do what as long as you're profitable. I was profitable there. They never bothered me with any of that bullshit, any of it.
Relations of how they want me to run it. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. If you're okay with being a semi-company driver.
Yep, glorified company driver.
Now you can lease to own there. I'm not tripping out there.
That's what I did.
That bill is high. And after about 3 years, you have the truck paid off. But
it's the same bill as if you're leasing it.
I would say yes for somebody.
Just in case my camera's not working while it's playing. To do a lease purchase there and walk away with the truck, you can do a 3 or 4 year. I did a 3 year. It was the same payment as if I was just leasing the truck. The difference is I had a down payment. I think it was $13,000 I put down at the beginning of the contract. So in the end, if I was just leasing the truck, I would have saved $13,000 plus I would have got my lease completion bonus back of about $10,000 to $15,000. So you make money that way, but you don't get the truck. There's goods and bads to both, but leasing, just doing a regular lease on a truck is risky, but you can make more money than a company driver. You just got to be careful. I have a buddy who's doing a lease on a truck at a company where they charge him 24 or 25 cents a mile for the lease. That's the best way to do it, because if you ain't rolling, you ain't paying for that truck. You're on home time, you ain't paying for that truck. You're freaking stuck at a shipper receiver, you're not paying on that truck.
Who is kind of like timid to get in the game, which I was at first when it comes to owner-operator. So if you're kind of timid to get in the game and you don't know what to do, like you don't know how to set up an LLC, you don't know nothing about accounting and stuff like that, and you don't want to put in the research, which I should have did, I would say go there and do the lease program. I mean, yeah, the payment is going to be high, it's going to be weekly, but if you're willing to work your butt off and you just don't work, you're okay with working, you ain't really got don't really want to be home long and stuff like that, then yeah, I would recommend you on that. It was a nightmare, a horrible story for us, but
that doesn't mean it's gonna be for you guys.
I feel like I could have did better too, but I feel like the way their system is set up is kind of like, and every driver I talk to they don't have no really good experience with Prime either.
I had a good experience with Prime. I mean, I left Prime because we weren't seeing eye to eye on home time, but I wouldn't say that was a bad experience. If I didn't want all the freedom I have, I would go back to Prime, but I don't want to do reefer. Fuck all that washing out the trailer. Ugh.
I want to say that this is just our opinion for what our experience were. So don't take this with like a grain of salt, because again, we made choices that maybe you won't make. So I just want to say that, like Kenny said, it just depends on what kind of choices you make. Like maybe we should have went with a used truck,
Okay, we'll stop it right there. It's pretty much over. Cute couple. Bless you guys. Hope all the best for you. Was a good video. You guys put out a good video. I don't know where you guys went, but hopefully it's working out better for you. Do I have anything bad to say about you guys? Absolutely not. You guys are, you guys did great. Yeah, what do I got to say about it? I mean, Prime is Prime. Hopefully you guys do better. Good looking couple though. Why do I keep saying that? God, David, you're a weirdo. And I'm out. Okay, that was the first reaction video I've done in a long time. What'd you guys think? Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully I didn't lose my knack for it. I'm going to try to do more of them. I got to figure out this camera. As of right now, I'm going to try not to move around while the video's playing, because that seems to be what causes it to run slow. I got to figure that out. I don't know what happened, why it's doing that. I don't know if that's my camera. I tried updating the camera. I tried updating the computer. It all says it's updated, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Oh, I was going to try to shut off the thing. Oh, shit. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, Trucking with David H on Facebook. Why am I moving around the camera?